Arun, sure. Arun Joladkudligi, please come.
Elrigo namaskara. Good evening, everybody. My paper is Life of Gadri Nayaka. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to say the research studies on oral epics in Karnataka folklore have indeed taken a significant shape these days and have paved way to look at Mantesomi and Madheshwara epic stories in the different and broad perspective. More so, oral epic on Ellamma helps to construct history and tradition of transgender community, which is a healthy development. My presentation on the oral story of Gadri Nayaka, a shepherd, is about conflict between man and beast. Before I go to life of Gadri Nayaka, I would like to compare Gadri Nayaka with the story of the Oscar-winning movie Life of Pi. A small family of 2 children, along with the parents, ships a Jew to Canada from Pondicherry by ship. But the ship capsized in the Pacific Ocean. Though the ship capsized into the sea, the Bengal tiger named Richard Parker and the boy named Pie Potted survived. Somehow the boy arranged the boat to sail across the ocean. The Richard Parker is also taken along with him. The journey of the boy with the tiger is shown as an encounter of man and beast. The journey of both the boy and tiger makes the understanding that hunger can blend human relationships. The film is absolutely marvelous to watch the boy and tiger coming closer, owing a common element that is hunger. While watching the film, I felt that hunger is an emotion that has the rare quality to make both man and animal to forget ego. The life of Gadri Nayaka is similar to the story of this movie which I have just narrated. While watching the movie, I imagined Gadri Nayaka in the place of Pi. I thought that the director of the movie must have been taken a leaf out of the life of Gadri Nayaka while writing the script. Perhaps oral stories often romanticize man-tiger relationship. Let me briefly narrate you the story of Gadri Nayaka. The most revered and worshipped cultural hero of Masabada tribal community, which is richly habited in Chitradurga, Davanagere and Ballari districts in Karnataka. Gadri Nayaka was a shepherd who tended tiger cubs along with his cattle and cows. The oral story of Nayaka narrates that he lived in the jungle on the border of Chitradurga and Ballari district along with his 2 wives, Kenchava and Kama. He was contented with his wife and his tending the cattle until the tiger and the tigress, who lived in the same jungle, asked him to leave the jungle, racked by the demand of two tigers. Nayaka asserted that he had every right to live in the jungle and claimed that his cattle too, like the tigers, have a right over the jungle. The tigers tried to negotiate with him by asking him to offer 2 cattle daily for their food. This negotiation was outrightly rejected by Nayaka. This led to a verbal fight and ultimately both Nayaka and the tiger came to amicable negotiation. The agreement was that tigers would not kill the cattle, providing Nayaka tend the cubs along with his cattle. The cubs were given to the custody of Nayaka. One day, when Nayaka was out to tend to his cattle, the cubs, his brother-in-law Chittaya and Kataya come to his place. Kenchava and Kamava were also out to sell butter. Nayaka's brother-in-laws, who happened to see the cubs in the hut, who were playing with the cows, thinking that cubs would eat the cows one other day, Chittaya and Kataya shoot them down. Nayaka, who had a verbal agreement with the tiger that he would tend the cubs like his cattle, worries about the future course action and repents that having not lived up to the verbal agreement. He comes to know that cubs were shot by his brother-in-laws. He also understands the fact of killing of the cubs was not intentional, but it was a natural fear of man towards tigers. On the other hand, the tiger went back on its hunt in the jungle, spots the tigress nursing a cow. It also noticed that the cow had just given birth to a cow. The tigress sends the tiger to inform to go news to Nayaka. The tigers also ask the tiger to feed meat to its cubs. The tiger grows incorrigible after seeing these cubs dead at Nayaka's hut. This incident compelled the tiger couple to come to conclusion that mankind does not deserve to be trustworthy. They decide to take revenge on Nayaka. Regretting the death of the cubs, Nayaka decides to the Jerimale to pray to a god to bring back the cubs alive. Following Nayaka, the tiger couples casting him to cause him cheater, Nayaka plead them to not misunderstand him and plead them to allow him go to Jerimale and beg for the life of the cubs. The tiger couple does not believe these words and think that Nayaka was plotting to run away from the case. See, Nayaka repeatedly pleads the tiger couple to trust him, but in vain. The tiger couple calls him coward and challenges him to prove this innocence. He tells the tiger couple that he was not coward and dares them to fight with him. Eventually, Nayaka and tiger couple breach their laws. Upon hearing the news, Kenchava and Kamava sacrificed their lives too. This oral story is symbolic reference of conflict between man and beast. It also utterly man's relationship with tigers. It is interesting to note that evidence are available to prove that this incident did take place in real. There is need to take up this case study to probe if Nayaka was a really historical personality or not, or only an epic hero. Professor Virupakshi Poojaralli, history professor at Kannada University, Hampi, has done a commendable work on the history of Nayaka and collected evidence. Valmiki, Shabari, Bedara Kannappa, Kumararama are undoubtedly the epic heroes for Masabeda community. Shuklamalli Nayaka, Gadri Nayaka, Bommaya, Yeraganta Nayaka, Gajanayaka, Doddi Suranayaka, Manda Gopal Nayaka, Amboja Raja, Dana Salamma, Chunchu Lakshmi, Kaddakka, Rayala Devi, Veeramadakari Nayaka are some of the names that can be added to this list. However, Gadri Nayaka is often taken the example of oral stories sung by Masabeda tribe. He is a well-known name in Chitradurga, Ballari and Davangere districts. Gadri is hill region in Malnad area. It is popularly called as Gadari Gudda, Gadari Malay. It is widely known in this area that Palaya come to be called as Gadari Palaya over a period of time. But there are no historic evidence for this. However, there is evidence that the person named Gadri Nayaka ruled Nayakanahatti area in Chitradurga district. He was a feudal lord. Evidence are also available which state that Jagalur Papi Nayaka, elder brother of Gadri Nayaka, ruled Nayakanahatti. One can find these names in the appendix of a novel Chandravalli, which maintained the family tree of Nayakanahatti polygons. Villages in the vicinity of Nayakanahatti such as Channa Basayanahatti, Ramasagara near Mallurhalli, Bommagondana Kere, Kurudihalli, Kannaborayanahatti, Kallamanahalli, Nanniwala are the places where one can find the evidence regarding the rule of Gadri Nayaka. As hero stone and grave Nayaka are available in Kaggalgere village. The place where Kenchava and Kamava were said to have sacrificed their lives after the death of Gadri Nayaka is identified as Ganjinakatte. As a student of folklore, I have noticed that tiger is the only animal which is used in the oral stories most often. As a matter of fact, I feel that tiger moves into folk life very easily than any other animal. Tiger has been projected a symbol of power in oral stories. The most talked about Govina Hadu in Kannada folklore also speaks about tiger which uploads human values. The folklore tradition and oral narratives have a clear demarcation between lion and tiger. It is indeed the interesting fact that there are temples named after tigers. Huligamma is one such temple deity for the statement. Though we humans consider tiger as wild and cruel, we have always tried to show our reverence to it. But some cannot be said about lion. I sometimes feel there must be some relation to the absence of lions in oral stories and less lions in South Indian forests. Finally, I concluded by saying that there is a need to study Gadri Nayaka and his close association with the tiger, a conflict between forest culture and civilized culture. Thank you. Thank you, Nanda.
Okay. Thank you and successful for his paper. This session open for discussion. Any questions and comments and contributions are invited. Any questions regarding this paper?
Chittoor is not a forest region, I think.
But in the epic time, but little bit forest is there.
Because Chittoor is very scanty land area. So
Mankalmuru, that is.
Is there any forest area in that area?
But nowadays little bit.
There is no forest there. But in the story you are told, there is a forest and there is a conflict between a man and animal. But not only the tiger, man and animal conflict is always there. You see, in recent recent days, elephants are entering to the cities in Mysore like that. It's a conflict between not only a tiger and a man, but the man and an animal.
Any other questions? Comments? No. Next, Dr. T. Malan Pandya, please come on the stage and present you the paper Oral Epic of Malla.